and fauna and beanstalks. Oh my, it's Tuesday and you know what that means. Another opportunity to get caught up before the next episode of The Dungeon Run. Stay here to watch the Dungeon Rundown to satiate your weekly D&D craving. Caffeine is the only place to get the live up-to-the-minute scoop straight from the cast, one day before the last crusade into Claim. It's time for you to hit that share button and settle in for some good conversation. In studio to get you ready for the fourth and final part of the Mending of Magic, welcome the Crusade's supreme intellectual, Tychormus Ego, Ron Ogden! Yay! Welcome, Ron! Woo!
I'm here with you.
Indeed. And armed with all the valor and justice we could squeeze into an hour, welcome Sir Helvengard Devengoth V, Jared Kjack.
Thank you.
Yay! Did I say that right?
Perfect.
Perfect.
Yes.
I tried really hard.
Well done.
I hope that
Yeah,
continues.
you did very good. Yeah.
Please let this continue through the whole episode. All right, well, welcome to you guys. Also, welcome to everybody at home. Happy Tuesday. How are you two feeling about tomorrow's final part of the Mending of Magic?
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel great about it. It's a little bittersweet, I think.
Yeah. How wonderful has Amy been as guest DM?
Oh, every day it gets better and better.
It does.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
awesome.
she's been blossoming like a rose.
Every time she's like, let's part the veil, I'm like, yes, let's do this.
It's been really great playing with her as DM.
Yeah.
She's very imaginative and super sweet and just fun. Just a lot of fun.
The one thing I'll say about Amy is that she can drop into pretty deep emotion like that.
Yep.
Oh my God, I know.
And then it sucks you in and you go right there with her.
That moment
before you
between
know it.
you and Amy,
Yeah, she got me. She got me good.
I think you got her too. I think that was a
Yeah.
mutual got.
It was definitely a mutual gut.
It was, yeah. I'm glad she stopped it when she did because it could have been the end of the episode.
But that makes such good television, so thank you both. Time flies when you're talking about the Dungeon Run for everybody at home. So with just one day until the final episode of The Mending of Magic, this is your last chance to get out your thoughts on the limited series. Get active in the chat by posting your questions and comments. With Jared and Ron in studio, your thoughts could spark a fantastic conversation and maybe even earn you some Dungeon Run swag. So get to it. We always love hearing what you guys have to say, so thank you. Now you two are Dungeon Rundown veterans, so you're familiar with how we start each conversation, right? Okay. Are you ready for this week's mini challenge?
No,
Yes.
but yes.
Perfect. All right, here we go. So the Fae obviously keeps both your characters pretty on their toes and pretty busy, so there's clearly not much time to get out and be social. So if you wanted to, say, meet some fairies, maybe online dating would be the way to go. So Jared and Ron, please go ahead and give me your mystic dating profile headline in 3 sentences or less. All right. Ron?
Me or Ego?
Egos.
Ego, okay. That's very different. Ego, 3 sentences or less.
3 sentences or less.
Basically online profile. Lonely gnome who travels the world looking for lonely person who also wants to travel the world.
Perfect!
Nice.
Short, sweet, to the point, you know?
Like it.
I love it.
So, Sir Helvengard Devengoth V, single knight, dressed in shining plate mail, strode into the room, sitting atop Justice, the finest warhorse in all the land, seeking not only a beautiful, how shall we say this? Beautiful, touching, emotionally available woman,
Oh, yes.
but someone that won't just sit back and say nothing. Someone that will challenge Helvengard and not just listen to him yammer on and on like I'm doing right now.
I am Robin Nicole in chat. Here, wait, I have to get this back. Says longest dating profile ever. Swipe left.
I I love that in your profile was the beginning. That part's in the profile. It's written there. It's
TCHSS.
that part's in there.
Definitely.
Spoken like a true lawful good, says Sunny D 400.
Yeah.
Yes. Gamer Share offered up for Sir Hell. Enjoys horse rides by moonlight, brushing horse manes and tails.
Yes, there needs to be a moment between Sir Helvengard and Brick where he entrusts justice with Brick and teaches Brick the fine art of taking care of a warhorse.
Much like a traditional squire.
Oh, of course. Yes.
Good future father should be part of your dating profile.
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
I love this so much. All right, folks. Part 3 of The Mending of Magic, The Treacherous Beanstalk, introduced the Crusaders to a gargantuan mythical plant. Watch Sir Helvengard pull his party together in preparation of their journey up into the sky now.
Before we go in, Sir Helvengard and I would like to do a little prayer.
Okay.
Can we hold hands? No, Gus.
Holding a hand.
You have to hold one of our hands.
And hold
I'm
Bert.
holding one of our hands.
All right.
It's mine.
Dear Angel, please protect me and my friends as we go up the beanstalk. And, help us as we try to mend the magic's boo-boos. Amen.
Good. I will never bring reproach upon my hallowed arms, nor will I desert the comrade at whose side I stand. But I will defend our altars and our hearths, single-handed or supported by many. Mother.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yes. We should all, say
We should all
something.
say something.
Right.
Okay. This wild has torn apart so many, and yet it is magic and wild and randomness, almost whimsy that has brought us back together. And so I would like to channel the magic itself into somehow being good for the masses and to deter evil from our land.
Thank you to the small boy and the mounted one who saved me.
You're welcome.
I believe there is strength in this group, and I believe in the meaning of what we seek to do. May Sylvanas guide us through this very wooded terrain, and may we bring peace back to Clane and all of the Feywild, I guess.
Dear the Feywild, please do not kill us, and thank you for existing. Also, none of this matters. It feels very important.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Yeah.
Guys. It's okay.
I am part of this group, and we'll be in a group as we go up.
That's very good.
Hey,
Gus, I feel like Gus versus Sir Helvengard is maybe my favorite dichotomy ever. It's hilarious.
Toe to toe.
It's
She's a hard nut to crack.
yeah.
Yeah, Lily is, open to anything, but Gus is pretty tight-lipped.
Pretty tight-lipped and plays her cards close to her chest. For
Yeah,
sure. Yep.
yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah, we had her on last week, and she was giving us some on the DL things about Gus. So I'll ask you guys about that in a little bit to see how much you know about your other party members. But for right now, we just watched one of the sweetest, most valiant moments of part 3, where Sir Helvengard led the group in prayer while holding hands with little Brick. And now Jessica's "The Magic's Boo-Boos" line was maybe my favorite thing ever. How would you, Jared, describe Sir Helvengard? And what are the things you like or admire the most about Sir Helvengard?
Sir Helvengard has an amazing outer appearance, which goes without saying. I mean, he's a knight in shining armor. But Perfect hair, perfect chin, beautiful eyes.
This is all in the dating profile,
yes,
by the way.
Yes, but what's really important to remember about Sir Helvengard is what's going on the inside. His selfless acts, his willingness to sacrifice himself for anyone really, not even someone who might even be particularly fond of him, is what I would say impresses me most about him.
I have a question here from Lily Dumblestuck fan who says, are Sir Hel's weapons engraved with their individual names?
Oh yes, not just the weapons, the armor, the horse, the barding, everything, the shield. I have multiple weapons. Each weapon has its own, name and what have you. I've only got in, skin deep. I've only touched on, 3, 4 of them?
Yeah.
Yes. All to be revealed, hopefully, in time. Although, I think Crow might not want to listen to every single one of them.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
No, maybe not.
Sir Gage would like to praise Sir Helvengard for his modesty.
Very modest. The
Very-
most modest. He's a modest mouse.
Before the team went up into the sky, Gus, who we just mentioned, played by Katie Michaels, issued a warning about the beanstalk. So what, if anything, made your characters most fearful heading into it? Ron?
I don't think Ego has time in his day to fear things. I think he's more interested in figuring them out. And I think the scientist in him is like that. I think science is that way, where it's like, we're going to go in places that we're afraid of because who else is gonna?
Right.
So that was kind of, I think, Ego's point, where it's going to be very strange and random, like the rest of the Feywild. Let's go figure out what's going on. So I think everyone has a fear of falling, right, from long distances without any kind of help. And when they're standing at the base, Ego was definitely like, I probably should have taken the Featherfall.
Oh, yeah.
Probably should have taken that. Yeah, did not occur.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So that's, really not too much to fear for Ego. It's more of like,
Yeah.
what are we going to do now? What's going to happen?
If it's not real, why fear it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. If it's not real and I can just wish it away, then
Yeah.
why fear it?
Yeah.
Yep.
What about Sir Helvengard?
What does he fear? He would fear losing anyone that he's trying to protect. He worships Helm, the god of protection. So Grendel, Alora, his mom, anyone really, Brick. I think it would devastate him if one of those people were to fall or get injured or die.
Yeah, I would think especially Alora, considering
Oh, yes.
just got her back.
Oh, yes. There's a reason why. I was going to give the platinum ring to Brick, and then when my mom came along, I was like, well, Brick, you're on your own.
Wow, that's
Pretty harsh.
pretty harsh.
Brick's tough.
You get Brick 7.
Yeah. Well,
Is Brick 7?
yes.
I do not think that Brick is 7, but Brick appears to be 7.
Uh-huh.
Brick is probably the most powerful out of all of us.
Somehow,
which
yeah.
says something,
Yeah.
considering he looks 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rainbows of razor rainbows
Yeah.
were
Terrifying rainbows of doom.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get into our crazy brick theories a little bit later in the show, but for right now, let's go back in time a little bit. At the beginning of the Mending of Magic Crusade, the players, you guys were all in the chat during the dungeon rundown, revealing your characters, and everyone went a little bit crazy. So how does it feel to be kind of in the midst and inspire that kind of excitement? Like, what's the best part about being in the chat amongst all the runners?
Please.
I think the thing that the not only the other runners but the other people in chat do that inspires me is they will come up with connections that I would not have thought of myself. So you even did it once as Ego. You said, "Oh, wherever you go, justice follows," and I was like, "That is so good. I hate the fact that I didn't come up with it myself." So anything that they do that's that they come up with that would inspire me to take Helvengard off in a different direction. Yeah.
Do you ever feel like looking at some of the fan theories that are super clever, because they are super clever, kind of feels like cheating? Like if they put something together that you hadn't thought of yet?
I don't know if it's cheating.
Okay.
I like to see where other people's creativity goes.
Right.
Like, and that's part of what I really love about the whole process is especially with those in chat, they're just as creative and nerdy as any of us are. And
Yeah.
I love that, right? Like that's the part that's so great is that you're amongst your own in a way, or at least that's the way I feel.
No, definitely.
And I like seeing those things because in some of them you're like, man, that's actually kind of better than what I came up with. But then, you also have to, anybody's gonna, if we gave everyone an opportunity to think of the same thing that you get to think of, there are gonna be millions, hundreds of better ideas than yours at any given
possibilities.
thing. Correct,
Yeah.
correct. So I've tried myself in my life to stop comparing ideas and more giving my own ideas the weight and thought and respect that others who have good ideas give theirs, as a way to be the change you wish to see in which writing happens. Which like think about it, contemplate it, put something in it, put part of yourself into a character, because then it's easy to play.
Well, and it's really lovely because this is just another way that the watchers of the time stream are able to influence the story, because not only is are all of our players yes-ending each other, we're also yes-ending the viewers.
Absolutely.
So everyone is creating it, and it's absolutely awesome.
And it's equally beautiful when they get something dead wrong.
Yes, it is.
It is fun.
Yes.
Well, because sometimes you don't intend something to come off a certain way, but it inspires something. I mean, we had that with Jessica insisting tooth and nail that Brick is not evil.
Oh,
Again,
yes.
we will get to that in a second. But yeah, I mean, really, really, really fun stuff that sometimes accidentally comes up.
Yeah.
Yep.
So now's the perfect time to check out what's happening in chat. Follower Fahima says to Jared, was Sir Hell frightened by Brick's power?
Frightened? No. I think he thinks of it as a blessing from the gods. So it would be something that he wouldn't be scared of it. He would want to make sure that he guides it in the right direction.
Got it.
So with Brick, I think Brick is a powerhouse, and it would be unfortunate for Brick to lose his path or go astray. And so all Helvengard wants to do is kind of create this hallway with the light at the end of the hallway for Brick to go to.
With all the obstacles removed.
Yes.
Yeah, as
well,
best possible.
He'll just destroy all the obstacles anyway, so
Right.
turn them into little rainbow dust.
I have from Shady Sheba here, he's built like a brick house. He's mighty, mighty.
Yep.
He is.
And I appreciated that, so I
Yep.
wanted to share that
That's a
with
good
you.
one.
How did Brick and Sir Hell meet? And that comes to us from Dr. Sparks.
Well, in the beginning, Jessica and I both wanted to make characters that knew someone else in the group. And the only people that wanted to know someone else in the group were Jessica and I. So we decided to know each other. It's amazing how that works.
Yeah. You yes-anded each other.
Definitely. Yes. And.
Yeah.
Anyways.
And how?
Anyways, so we decided that it would only make sense that if there were an orphanage, let's say, out in the middle of the woods that had caught fire and was beset upon by devils and demons, that Sir Helvengard would be dispatched to destroy the devils and the demons. And when he would get there, he would see the burning building and see the devil and see the burning orphans on the other side and have to decide between destroying something and saving something. But Brick is over there in the building. He starts to save the children, therefore Sir Helvengard can destroy the devil.
Love it.
Yes. And then we became friends, and I decided that Brick was the best traveling companion there is.
Perfect.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. All right. Scoundrel Lovejoy says, which character is predicted to be one of the bound ones, if any?
Which of our characters, or?
Yeah, sure. I think that's what they're implying.
The bound ones, we don't know who the bound ones were, the ones that were corrupted.
Right.
But I know the prospective new bound ones are my mom,
Yep.
Grendel,
Yep. Although that's under question now.
Right. The satyr, what's his name?
Humdrum.
Humdrum, thank you. And possibly me if I decide to take my mom's place.
Yes.
And is that it?
Yeah, for now.
Yeah.
I think Crow might have some.
Ooh.
Just because Crow is Crow.
Right.
But I don't know. I mean, maybe even Mama Greenspray.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Of
she
course.
might.
Yeah, that's a good
she,
one.
She was already one, so I don't know the rules there. Right.
Right.
She was already one for a long time.
No
so
repeats.
don't know if there's a repeat because she's already got access and all that
Right.
kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It's
Yeah.
I'm
Might be do-overs.
yeah. There could be.
Yeah.
It's gonna be crazy because it's the Feywild. So
Right.
I have a feeling anything can happen.
Ha ha ha. All right, runners, make sure that you post your comments and questions in chat. Remember, there's swag on the line, so open a new window to check out the fancy shirts that are currently up for grabs. And while you spell check your comments and pick your favorite tea, multitask and watch Sir Helvengard and his mom fight side by side to protect the crusade now.
You poke him with your lance. He's still not down, though, a little bit resistant to Helm's divinity. And they that was Helvengard. Laura's gonna do some work. Okay, she's coming in.
Get her, mommy.
You don't have to talk.
Too many.
You need elf mommy?
Okay.
Sorry, my thoughts are very
Ooh, she's
strong
probably
inside
gonna
my
get
mind right now.
16 and yeah, they both hit.
My inner monologue is an outer monologue.
Okay, the one that it's like I like to think that you guys are fighting together, like at the same time, because she is going to bring him down with that. So it's like you jabs, she slashes. You pull out, and as he's turning to try to parry every single one of you, you kind of get in where he's leaving himself wide open.
Hall and Oates, Simon and Garfunkel of death.
And you just pepper him with your swords, slashes, and lances as his middle section just kind of rocks a little bit. His spine is still intact, but he kind of goes over.
Oh.
Like a faded Jack in the Box. Sorry. Yes.
No more jag moose for you.
Oh, I was doing that as a centaur. You're right. That's a Jagmus. Still, he's broken. He's down. Good job, Alora.
Good job, Mom.
What's it like fighting alongside your mother, Jared?
She's fierce. Yeah, she can really pack a wallop. I was not expecting that. I thought perhaps she would be more, especially after the song and picking out, her lute or ukulele or whatever.
Do not underestimate the Eladrin.
Yeah.
They might look nice and pretty, but they will skewer you.
Right.
Well, I mean, as Dreamblaze said, we are in the Feywild, aka Chaos the Country.
Yes. That's a good way to put it. Chaos. Chaos.
Anything can happen. All right, there was so much communal slashing in that fight against the Jagmoose. What's so special about this group's relationship during the adventures? How do you guys feel that the entire party interacts with each other up until now, NPCs included?
Jared and I were talking a little bit about that. I think it took a little. I think I agree with your assessment that it took a little longer for our characters this way to meld together as the other group does or did, and I think that's largely because you're in a chaotic world and we're all coming from other places where we have some similarity and understanding and togetherness. But like Crow, has he ever left the Feywild? So there's been some issue with what's happening. But that last battle, especially. I don't know what the pixie dust, maybe it was pixie dust, I don't know what's going on, but we were all in a mood last game, and especially you.
Silly Billy.
Silly Billy.
Yes.
On point.
On point as a paladin.
Yes.
It was great. It was
peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just want to say, I love Jagmoose.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to use that from now on. You're such a Jagmoose. Why are you being a Jagmoose right now?
Yes.
Jagmooses.
Jagmoose.
Jagmoose. To answer your question, Morgan, no, cast cannot win the free t-shirt, but thank you for playing. To answer your question. All right, guest DM Amy Vorpal really kept her word to keep you guys all on your toes during this game. Crow nearly died in that fight.
Twice.
Right?
Yes.
As Amy cackles the whole way. I love it so much. It's so fun. So I asked to you both, if your characters were to die during the Mending of Magic miniseries, how would you handle it? Do you have a contingency plan in place?
I would not doubt it for a second that Sir Helvengard would not throw himself upon his own lance if necessary to save the rest of the party. So if he were to die, I think it would almost be one of those things where it's like, yeah, well, saw that coming.
Sometimes you wonder, sometimes I wonder if paladins just have a self-hatred complex.
Yes.
Because it's literally like, let me be
Self-sacrificing, yes.
Well, but because it's self-hatred.
Right,
It's like, I hate the fact that this is the way, I'm just going to sacrifice myself to make amends for whatever it is that they've done.
Yeah. They're almost set up that way.
Yes, and almost, especially protection or those types where it's like, no, I will be the one.
Yeah.
And I'm talking as a person who plays Uggo normally, who definitely feels that way.
Definitely.
But Ego, I think...
he would just be space dust.
Yeah, I mean, kind of already, right? Like, it's literally...
Or fairy dust.
And this kind of comes from my own experience, which is like every day I have is an extra one. So that's kind of Ego's concept too. It's like, I'm here, I haven't faded away already? Okay, cool, great. More things to experience. And if it were to... One of my favorite quotes of all time is from Hook, and it is, "Death is but the next greatest adventure."
Which everybody tweeted out when Robin Williams died.
Yeah. And I think, oh man, that
R.I.P.
Yeah, that one got me.
Yeah.
For a couple days, for sure.
For sure.
But that's the way I like to think about Ego. It's like, oh, I'm going to die now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's happening now?
Yeah.
What changes?
I think it'd be cool if you got sucked into your owl and then became like half Ego, half owl.
All right.
Familiar creature, talking gnome, wizard thing.
Right.
I mean, that's definitely a direction to go.
Definitely a direction to go.
Since tomorrow is the last part of the Mending of Magic, do we have a death pool going on? Who do you think's going to survive and who do you think's going to bite
Well,
it?
hopefully no one dies. Hopefully.
Oh.
Okay.
I would say...
Ron disagrees.
I don't think that's going to happen, but I'm saying hopefully.
Maybe.
Which, by the way, my shield's name is Hope.
Yes.
So
well.
just throwing that out there. Let's see.
The only thing that stands between you and your enemy is hope.
There you go.
There you go.
Beautiful.
Yeah, man.
So Ron, who's going to die tomorrow?
Everyone is gonna die. I'm pretty sure we're all gonna die. I think maybe the only ones that won't will be the bounded ones. It's gonna be that kind of thing,
Is that
I
a
feel
form
that
of death, though?
No, because you're still aware and alive.
Right.
Consciousness.
For 100 years, though.
Still, I didn't say it was freedom. I just said it's consciousness and awareness. You get power, you make decisions, at least from what
Taking
we
it
know.
to a whole new level.
Says the man who wanted to put the gnome inside the owl.
Touche! Or as I say, touch it.
Touchy.
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 Hilarious. Turpin Bird asks Ron, can you please talk about Ego's unique magical tactics?
Sure. It derives out of my own desire to play wizards. I've never really played a wizard.
Really?
Outside of being a DM. I've never been a wizard myself. It's always been some sort of class. I played a rogue wizard once, but he was more rogue than he was wizard. So this is the first time I've ever gone full wizard.
Sorcerer or no magic user?
It was, sorcerer, rogue sorcerers. But yeah, I have played as a player, divine magics usually. Cleric, paladin, druid, those kind of things. I've always stayed away from arcane. But for me, it's a matter of like, wizards are the Swiss Army knives, right? They're the Swiss Army knives of D&D. So I don't know. The reason it is solely because D&D Beyond I have in front of me, and I can read the spell descriptions at any time. Yeah. So when everyone else is deciding what they're doing, you saw it in the cut. I'm in there going, what? What's happening? What's happening? What's going here?
Yeah, I mean, playing a magic user in D&D can be a little overwhelming. I feel like anytime anyone's new to the game, you're like, cool, be a rogue.
Yes,
be a barbarian.
Stay away from the spellcaster.
You don't have to read this whole section of the player's handbook. It's going to make your life great.
Well, and we were talking about it earlier is before, like, you'd have to, if you're gonna play a magic user, you have to have your own PHB because you're gonna be nose down in that thing the whole time reading spells lists. Especially if you're anything above level 2, you're gonna, okay, I got spells I gotta look at. But for me, it's more of the way Ego looks at all of this is magic and belief. Really, for him, it's belief. Belief is a tool to be used, and all believe, whether I believe it, whether you believe it, or whatever, we're all using this belief to access and to gain from what our own will is asking us to do. So my partner at home, she kind of gives me like the faces you give sometimes on there are, and it's like, yeah, when I'm playing, I'm in character most of the time. So when the baby angel suggests that we should all pray, Ego's never prayed in his entire life. That was the first time ever he has been part of a prayer. And so this is weird. Why are we praying? I don't believe these things. And then like, now it's your turn, Ego. Don't know how this works. So I guess you just talk to the thing and hopes that it listens to you and then makes you want to do the thing. So that's how I went about it, right? And so I feel bad sometimes because it's not me, it's not Ron going, this is a weird thing. It's Ego going, why are we praying right now? What is the purpose of this? So it's very, it's just very interesting to do all of this, and from the people in chat to all of you and how you interpret your own characters and how you go. It's so great for me. It feels so real. It's so real is a bad word for it, but it feels so tactile and tangible. That's why I keep saying this is the greatest work that I've done, because it's an improv team, but we're also creating characters, and like it's just a lot of fun for me.
So if there were just one spell
that
you say this sums up Ego in a nutshell.
Wish.
Wish.
Absolutely wish. And not because it's the most powerful spell, because that is the essence of all magic, which is somebody just got enough. Yeah, exactly. I have avenues to get what I want. Sometimes they are limitations, and that's why I talk about limitation is a great way for any improviser. Limitation is a key, is a gift to you.
It's the walls.
It's
on the
right.
house.
Exactly. Now I know where to go. I can build inside the house. But if you give me an open slate, what am I going to do? I could go anywhere. I can do anything. Which is a lot of anxiety, usually, right? Choices, too many choices.
So is it correct to compare kind of Ego's philosophy on magic to like a Neil Gaiman American Gods kind of thing, where if you believe it hard enough, it gives it power?
Yeah, and well, and it's not just Neil Gaiman that's done it, because I was having this conversation in the Discord with some people. It's not just somebody else made the mention it was Neil Gaiman, and it's not just Neil Gaiman. This concept of gods only have the powers in which because people believe them has been in storytelling for a very long time.
Very long time.
Very long. Even before written, really, like gods themselves are like, no, we're
mythology.
just right. We're just we are only powerful because all of you believe that we are, and therefore we have power.
Greek gods were that way.
But isn't that how that works though?
Yeah.
Right? Isn't it? We all agree that people have power, and therefore they do.
Right. And the dead gods are the ones that nobody believes in.
Correct.
Right.
And they're gone, dead and gone. Nobody believes in them anymore, so they're not around. I think even Terry Pratchett did that in Discworld or The Ring. I get them confused sometimes, but Terry Pratchett's done it a few times too, where gods have power because people believe that they do.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, it's a really fun way to tackle the arcane in D&D.
Yeah, and I've always loved that. Like there's one thing I really love about 4th edition is there was a divine sorcerer type class called the Acolyte or something similar to that. I can't remember off the top of my head. And that class doesn't exist anymore. And I'm like, but there are so many things that you could do with a sorcerer who accesses the divine, right? Because divination in your blood, like if you're an angel, right? Like that's easy for you to do. Divine comes through your blood. So for me, it's that kind of stuff. There's a lot of cool things you can do with magic. It's a belief system just like the divine magic systems.
Nobody really loves 4th edition. That's just me honest.
Yeah, this is true.
I will be that guy.
You know what? You found a
it.
positive
I
thing in
did.
it, so let's hear it for that.
One positive thing.
Friends don't let friends play for.
That's true.
Okay, so let me ask the two of you, because this group has kind of had such an interesting time coming together and you're slowly finding your way, let's get some hot gossip. What do Sir Helvengard and Ego think about the other party members currently?
I think Sir Helvengard has a lot of love for all of them, and not in a sexual way. It's very platonic.
Unless it's Gus.
I like that you clarified that for us.
Well, even Gus, I would say it's more.
There's a lot of winking going on with Gus.
Right, yes, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's sexual.
Fair.
Yes.
I guess that's fair.
I mean, I could wink at you.
Well, Ego winked at Helvengard many
There you are,
times.
see? Winking is platonic.
Perfect.
Anyways, I would say that he He loves all of them, and again, the thing that I respect the most about him is that he doesn't expect you to return that. In fact, if you don't, it makes no difference to him. It's his way of sharing who he is with you.
What a good dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Ego, what do you think of the rest of the party?
Ego very much likes Helvengard, thinks that there needs to be more people in the world like Helvengard, where it's just, no, there are people here to protect others because bad things happen.
Often.
Often.
Especially in the Feywild.
Yeah, especially in the Feywild.
Especially with Amy running the game.
Yep.
Gus seems a bit of a grump.
Yeah.
And Ego respects that because he's met plenty of a grump in the Underdark, and he knows don't push those buttons because sometimes mind flayers come out. Crow, I think, is probably the one where Ego kind of relates to the most, where he's just kind of this outsider, whether by choice or not, that's the part he hasn't figured out yet, this outsider who has a lot of honor to himself and knows things and is not afraid to say, like, no, we need to make sure that these things are known. And
so his ego doesn't bother you at all?
Correct. His ego does not bother me at all.
Nice.
Yes. It's his id that bothers me.
There you are. There you are. I knew you were going to go there. I knew it.
By the way, chat says your ship name is Helgo.
Nice.
So everybody knows.
Helgo.
Yep. So watchers and runners, your comments and questions are helping keep the night going. So please keep posting, and remember, the best of the night could earn you some Dungeon Run swag. So let's dive into chat now. Zabin the Cyndaquil says, question, what are your characters' ages?
I believe Helvengard is 35. Yes.
Okay. Someone in chat was guessing 29, so 35. Okay.
Yes.
332.
Dang.
Heck yeah.
Snap.
That's some experience right
gnomes.
there.
They live forever.
Yeah.
They really do.
It's true. You are balding and
right.
and glasses.
Right.
So
Elderly gnome, for
makes
sure.
sense. Didn't think of that.
Okay. The realtor says, could you please explore Ego and Mama Greenspray's relationship?
Yes. Well,
Why does she dislike you? Why is there like an poking animosity?
I think of it like, so one of the things in science is why it's a strong concept is that even your worst enemy is given the opportunity to prove you wrong. And the concept is your worst enemy is the one who's going to want to prove you wrong. So it's that kind of animosity where it's you are good at what you do and you say things that I can't disprove and I don't like that about you, but that's only going to drive me to be better at myself. And then of course, when someone drives you over time, when someone drives you to be better, you grow an attachment to that person. Or at least I do. Like my whole goal in life is to be better than I was the day before. Even if it's a minute better, and it's obviously very, very subjective, but that's my goal. I'm trying to be better than I would the day before, learn something new, so on and so forth. And I think that's how Ego functions, is Mama Greenspray and I have a contentious relationship because we are arch nemesis in terms of what we know of the Feywild and the cultures. But because she's also taught me something and I've taught her some things, there's also that, like, without you around, would I be me?
Right.
So it's that kind of
pushes you to be better.
Correct. And so over time, enough times, you start to go, well, okay, I might not necessarily like you all the time, but having you around makes me better. So maybe I do want to have.
I feel like that's an astute life observation, Ron. There are many people that you meet and originally you kind of butt heads, and then 3 years down the line or whatever, they're your favorite person.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. So it's the night before the final chapter of The Mending of Magic, and one of the last times that we'll see this adventuring party in action. So right now, watch our #1 centaur make a plea to the beanstalk.
Your Majesty, we seek to aid you in cleansing the pool at the top. Is there evil in your midst at this time?
I do feel evil.
Trust that we are here to help, and please allow us free passage.
I recognize satyr from years ago.
Yes, he was one of the bound ones.
I recognize that he escaped a few weeks ago.
Escaped.
Yeah.
Yes, he was attacked, along with the other bound ones.
Yes, he alone
Yes.
climbed down me.
Are
What
you-
is it that you need?
Are your protectors, those that live amongst you to protect you, have they been turned?
No, the 3 dryads are well.
Okay. That's good to hear.
They do care for me and love me.
Good. All right, well, we must begin to make our way to ascend.
I listen to them and them alone.
Understood. Well, hopefully you'll learn to trust us in the next 10 minutes while I can still talk to you.
Yes. We can talk whenever you want.
If you like.
If you are seeking them, I can point you in a good direction.
Thank you. I turn back and I say, okay,
What's it saying?
the dryads that are protecting it are alive and well, apparently, haven't been turned, so
Where are they?
that's what they are going to tell us.
Plant Daddy.
Oh, I like that.
Okay, apparently he likes that.
Amy's face.
Sorry.
So it's going to point us in the right direction.
That's correct, yes.
Great.
All right. Well, we are here, and we mean no harm.
I am Robin Nicole, asked in chat, if Plant Daddy was an alcoholic beverage, what would the ingredients be? So, gentlemen,
Probably some absinthe, because anything from the Feywild should have absinthe.
there we go. Yeah.
Some honey.
Okay.
I like
That sweet crow.
the 8-pack.
Crow 8-pack,
6-pack.
you know, right?
That's the honey.
Right?
Yep.
A little bit of honey there, right? A little bit of honey in it. A little bit of honey.
Gin, maybe?
Oh, why
Something-
gin? That's an
something-
interesting choice.
Something clear, but has like a little bit of like a floral, a British gin, not the pine sol
Gotcha.
flavored stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
I would go more probably like Jägermeister
Ooh.
for a Feywild thing.
Right. Is that because
bunch
of
of spices
the,
and-
the antler horns? And,
that just
yeah.
happens to fit?
And it's green. Yes.
And it's, greenish.
Right.
I don't know
The
what the
bottle's
color
green.
of Jägermeister
Right.
is.
Oh, I don't know either.
Yeah. I don't.
So maybe custom cocktails
For sure.
each adventure will be an option for Rundown moving forward. I don't know what Caffeine's terms of service are on that kind of thing, but that could be fun.
I definitely see rum in our future when it comes to all of the
Bingle.
Yes.
pirate bingle
Yes.
stuff.
Ooh.
Plenty of rum.
So
Dark rum.
very
Spiced
much.
dark rum.
J-Man Ray Dungeon Rum.
Dungeon rum.
There we
Yes.
go. Perfect. Well done. So as the party makes their way higher into the beanstalk, we're encountering all different types of magic at work. Canvas Spark, an injured fey creature surrounded by sprites, murderous vines, and elusive magical milky water are all around everywhere. So Ron, I know we touched on this a little bit earlier, but Ego is an intellectual, and in the beanstalk, magic rules.
Yep.
So we've talked about the idea of your belief system influencing things. Is
Correct.
this how Ego is kind of justifying? I feel like you're getting hit in the face with vine after vine of magic right now.
Well, yes, and again, it's so there's a spell called Speak with Animals, but there's also one called Speak with Plants. So Ego's concept would be that means that plants have will too. It might not be as strong as, say, someone who can cast magic from a god, or someone who can read a book and learn, oh, well, this is how the world works. I can manipulate these things to make them work that way. So those vines, that may be the will of the Feywild itself.
Ooh,
So the
okay.
Feywild itself may have its own will. It doesn't necessarily have to be a thing that, it just requires consciousness of some sort, right? So even plants have those,
Right.
because we can talk to
Sentient
them.
being.
Sentientness of some sort.
Yeah.
Some way to contemplate the magic that's going on. And if you can contemplate it, I think, therefore I am, therefore you are.
But nothing that's happened so far has made you go, as I go, wait a minute.
It definitely doesn't function normally.
Okay.
Right? It definitely doesn't function normally, but there's nothing about this that's normal. So the expectation is that it's not going to function normally.
Got it.
So what would catch Ego off guard is if it worked just like it should.
Got it.
So if water picked up and like, well, that's simple, but
Right.
this is boring. I can do that back home. But, oh, water that can't go in the vial? This is great. Let's do this. You know, it's that concept where if it's normal and plain, but if it's new and magical and weird, then I want to be there. I want to know why. Who was there? Who said this? Who said that? That thing.
Is there anything that's happened so far that's caught Sir Helvengard off guard?
Mom.
Everything.
Mother country.
That's true.
Yes.
That's true. She got me.
Yes.
Dang it. Caught me off guard. Oh, when Brick sprouted wings.
Okay.
Yes, angelic wings, and then had even more strong, powerful, divine magic. I didn't realize that Brick was from another world. I just thought of Brick as this boy who's been blessed. A normal boy who's been blessed, let alone an astral creature.
Surprise!
Right. And supposedly everyone can just look at him and go, oh, well, that's obviously an Aasimar. And Sir Helvengard looks at him and goes, that looks like a little 7-year-old boy to me.
Which makes it worse, because then you thought to bring him along.
Right. Well, it's a 7-year-old boy that's been blessed by the gods.
Yes.
Yes.
It's still a 7-year-old boy, though.
Right. Who is insanely strong.
I know a lot. I don't know that many 7-year-olds who can fly planes, but I'm
This
sure
is
there are
true.
7-year-olds who can fly planes. We don't let them fly planes.
All right. Fine.
Well, you know, everyone's parenting technique
That's
is different.
right.
Yes.
Right. That's right.
So there we go.
Absolutely
Yes.
Amy switches through characters throughout part 3 like crazy. And in her latest persona, she breathes life into the beanstalk itself, who the group lovingly nicknames Plant Daddy, as we mentioned earlier. After Plant Daddy's slightly angry warnings, what precautions or concessions should maybe the party take? Like, is there one party member who is a wild card during this adventure and this dangerous climb, or do you think everyone's kind of got a handle on what the plan should be? Is there a plan?
I don't know if there is a clear-cut plan.
No.
I mean, there's a broad strokes sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you feel like anyone in particular is the wild card that might mess it all up?
You know, Brick.
You're a little bit of a wide.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Especially Fireball.
Yeah, but there's a very particular person that I care about and trust that I don't want to make angry, so I'm being on my best behavior. So
I liked it. I thought the little bit of chaos, little sprinkling of chaos on top of the
I'm telling
natural
you
world.
that 7-year-old Aasimar boy is gonna be is already a wild card.
Well, I mean, even that aside, the rainbows of doom
Exactly.
that wants to slice
Exactly my
everyone and peel them like an orange,
Exactly.
which is a terrifying
Somehow I don't
image.
think that. See, and this is where Ego goes. This is where we can have a conversation. Because she's a cleric of life. That does not look like life to me.
No.
That looks like the opposite of life.
Yes.
So, is it the god or is it the brick?
A little bit of both, I suppose.
All right, well, we are nearing the end of the Dungeon Rundown, and with just one day until part 4, I know that you're chomping at the bit to find out what happens at the end of this story. So all of your questions, theories, and thoughts have kept the live chat moving so well this episode. Let's check out some more of what you guys have to say. Lily Dumblestuck fan, I think we can all agree we demand an encore series. Surely the Cavs can swing 2 nights a week. Not up to any of us, but I love your enthusiasm. Jared, what would happen if Sir Hel and Civ met in a tavern? This is from I Am Robin Nicole.
I would not want to be inside of that tavern.
You just say stabby, stabby. Lots of stabby, stabby.
Yeah, I think I think either nothing would happen or all hell would break loose, and it would be a horrific bloodbath. Although I think at one point Sir Helvengard would probably say, you know what, enough is enough. Let's stop this. And then Civ would get in one last stab, and that would be the end of Sir Helvengard. So
You think Civ would win?
I think Civ would win, actually.
of course.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because
Oh, of
Helvengard,
course.
Helvengard would want to protect everyone else in the tavern. So he would rather stand in the way than hurt someone that he cares about.
Is that what you were thinking too, Ron? You were
Oh,
pretty
I just thinking if
confident.
Civ's in the tavern, Elgo's not far behind, and there's nobody living. Anybody messing with Civ, nobody lives.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So Uggo would back up Civ,
course.
even though Sir Helvengard is more the morally right. I feel like Uggo's
I
very...
don't know who that is. I don't know him.
Okay.
I don't know him. He not saved me.
Very true.
He saved me.
Very true.
All right, history matters. I get it.
Of course.
Okay, guys, now let's dive into Brick. We've kind of been tap dancing all around it, but last week Jessica and Katie talked about the sweet and mysterious 7-year-old level 5 boy that is Brick, and we were inspiring all different types of comments and theories. Jessica insists Brick is not evil, but because of him in episode 3 last week, I will never see rainbows the same again, ever. So time for some insider intel. Since we're near the end of the Mending of Magic, I feel like we can get closer to spoiler territory and it's not that big of a deal. What can you guys reveal about Brick's character that your character knows, or maybe some personal theories? There are lots of people, like the Wookiee King said, see, even Ego believes Brick is evil. Does Ego believe Brick is evil?
I don't. I think Ego probably thinks that's not normal, and because that not normal thing is trying to show, look how sweet and innocent I am all the time. That sounds like a trap. That's what that sounds.
Okay.
Look, never have I seen a 7-year-old boy generate rainbows with
Right.
gnashing teeth and razors,
Right.
and then go, can we play? Can we play?
Yeah,
Never.
and the
That's
radiant
not,
damage
Right.
as
That's
well.
not a
Right.
thing.
Fair point.
Yeah. And in what we know of the culture of angels, there are a lot of angels who are very, very
Yeah.
horrible,
Questionable.
questionable
at best,
individuals.
Yeah.
Yes, Jared, you made a face. Your thoughts?
I don't know. I think Sir Helvengard trusts Brick implicitly, so it's tough for him to judge Brick. I think he would trust Brick with anything, anyone, everything. So, no, I don't think he's evil in the slightest. Now, that being said, the things that Brick creates, that Brick summons, that Brick uses as tools, those themselves could have the essence of evil in them. But that's not Brick.
You don't
That's
think Brick's intentions
correct?
are evil?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brick's intentions are childlike, which can be either of those things.
Very innocent.
Yes, but also can be hurtful sometimes.
Yeah, very, very Rosemary's Baby.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, good one. Very
Right.
Yikes.
All right, well, although Brick is only 7, we have seen Brick be one smart cookie. So take a moment to watch Jessica's wheels turn to solve a riddle in this moment from last episode now.
You want to try?
Okay.
Okay.
Be my guest.
What is your purpose?
To become best friends with the water.
Okay. Describe what that looks like to me.
It looks
Lots
like
of splashing.
yeah, it looks like in Howl's Moving Castle, Calcifer, but like water drop form, and it's just like, hi, what's up? Still Billy Crystal, of course.
Okay.
And it's like talking to me.
In the
We're just,
American
like-
version.
We're just like chatting. I'm like leaning like this, like, hi, what's your name? And we're just, best friends.
And are
Talking.
you in the water? Are you outside the water? Or what do you?
Is there like a ledge? I'd be leaning on that.
Yeah, there, like a shore, a bank. Yeah, I mean, you're able to. Yeah, it doesn't avoid you as you're talking to it.
Yes.
Maybe you take a bath in it?
Maybe you gaze into it and see your reflection.
I'll try and like wash myself in it.
It does not avoid you as you do that. You're able to splash.
Cambusbark, have you tried stepping into it? And I'll literally offer my hands to her to step into the
Yeah,
pool
you should
next to
bathe
Brick.
yourself.
I'll wash you.
Oh, if that's. Oh, right. That seems to work. As she keeps her head above water and the sprites. And slowly but surely, I mean, it seems like it's going to take hours, but eventually it does seem like the wounds will heal. Alora says, "Yes, that's it. Yes, some of these non-sentient beings are protected by purpose, and I suppose if the purpose was to drink it, it would never have come to you. I'm glad we could help you, Cambusbark."
Can you please now tell us the word that you use?
Yes, I can. It's a riddle.
Word is.
Okay.
Two words are the answer, or two answers. You speak not to him, nor do I. Reluctantly, I make your words. Kiss me, then him, then say goodbye, till kiss again when you're submerged.
Is it a book?
I'm so bad at riddles.
You're on the right path.
Yeah, like a
Books?
book. Because I make your words.
Reluctantly, I make your words.
Pen and quill and ink.
Paper?
Yes.
Quill and ink?
Yes.
What?
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Well done. Well done. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yes.
Submerged.
Night!
Submerged in.
I know we're having a ton of fun with the idea that Brick might be evil, but we have to give shout out where shout outs are due. Jessica has done an amazing job getting to play a child this entire time.
Yes.
Kudos to the commitment and the fact that I feel like Jessica's having such a good time with this character comes through and makes it very fun to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, I completely agree. That's it's been a real pleasure to see her play this.
Oh, yeah. Her eyes just light up. Yeah.
You can tell she's having a lot of fun.
Right, yeah. And you can tell the difference between when she's Jessica and when she's Brick.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, kudos, Jessica. Okay, Jared, Ron, how are you feeling about tomorrow's fourth and final episode? Actually, as we were watching this last package, I heard you guys kind of theorizing what might happen and what might be coming up next. So, how are you preparing for tomorrow night's final chapter?
There's a complete lack of preparation.
Great. Good.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
I've still got both my divination rolls. So that's good.
Ooh, nice.
And I have most of my third level spells. So.
Wow. Well, we have the
We're pretty
power.
prepared.
It's just we don't know what we're facing other than there's a pool and some bound ones.
There's
and-
nothing about this that we have known anything about.
Exactly.
Be prepared, and then that should be
Prepared for everything and nothing.
all at the same time. See, now you understand. Now you get it.
It's starting to sound like Ego.
So, if Ego and Sir Helvengard don't have any idea of what's coming up next, do Jared and Ron, as players, have any theories?
Ooh, that's interesting.
I have a feeling that we're going to have to, it's going to be a combat where we have to solve a puzzle while we're doing the combat.
Ooh. Not just
only-
a straight battle.
Not just a straight battle. I think there's going to be like some gate that you can't get through until you've done a thing before you can complete the bounded ones, right? Like there's going to be a way to, I feel like we're going to have to unbind the ones that are currently bound and then bind them.
So not necessarily killing them,
Right.
but unbind them.
Keeping them distracted while we
Right.
unbind them.
Interesting. That'd
Because
be-
I imagine there would be some danger to killing a bounded one.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Especially when it's still
to the
connected.
pool, right? That's what I
Yeah.
mean. To the pool as a whole. So you wouldn't want to kill them. You'd want to disable them somehow.
Right. It's interesting because the pool itself is also infected.
Yeah.
So even if we get the bound ones released and we hook up
We have to
someone else,
clean the-
we have to somehow cleanse the pool.
Yep.
I don't have a divine vacuum. Do you have an arcane vacuum?
Nope. I have dispel.
Even better.
I have dispel.
Nice.
We'd solve this if I had anti-magic field, but I don't have that. So
This from Squiggly. The theory is Brick turns out to be the ultimate baddie, and it's Amy and Jessica against all.
There you are.
I don't think that's going to happen, but that would be mighty entertaining to watch. So watchers and runners, all of your comments and questions had such a huge impact on tonight's conversation. Thank you. And one of you really gave it your all. This week's Dungeon Run t-shirt goes to J-Man Ray, who said, imagine having the lifespan of a gnome and being stuck in the balding phase. That could happen. That could totally happen. So congratulations. Watch your inbox for a message from the Dungeon Run team to claim your swag. Huzzah! All right, a thoughtful comment or question isn't the only way to get Dungeon Run swag, so go over to thedungeonrun.fandom.com to share and submit your art as well. Your sketches, mini movies, collages, and even, I don't know, macaroni art could earn you a shirt and some bragging rights. So head on over there and get that. Before we end, thank you so much to tonight's guests, Ron Ogden and Jared Kjack. Thank you guys.
We did it.
It is always so fun talking D&D in the Dungeon Run with you guys. So thank you as always.
It's always fun.
Yes. And of course, thank you to you folks, our guests via the live stream. And while we are saying thank yous, of course, we have to send lots of thanks and love to Amy Vorpal for leading the crusade during the Mending of Magic. You've been absolutely amazing, Amy, and we can't wait to see how you finish the adventure tomorrow. Everyone, log into Caffeine tomorrow, Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard, to watch the magical adventure conclude in Part 4 of the Mending of Magic on the Dungeon Run. Then, next Tuesday at 6 p.m., make your way right back to the Dungeon Rundown to discuss the biggest moments of Part 4 and prepare for the return of our Chief Dungeon Master, Jeff Kanata. I'm your host, Trisha Hershberger. Until next week, good night.